us what it was like for you in mid-March when you started knocking doors, and if that has changed or how it's changed since the leaked Supreme Court decision.
Yeah, good question. So, I started knocking, like you said, in mid-March, just days after our legislative session ended. And the most common issues that folks raised at that point were, kitchen table economic issues, gas prices, food prices, housing prices, dealing with inflation, some community safety issues that I think a lot of our communities are grappling with. But it was like night and day when, the day after the leaked opinion, all folks wanted to talk about was Roe.
Wow. Yeah. Is that continuing?
It definitely has come up way more often, yesterday, the day before, than folks were talking about reproductive rights, in middle or late March.
When you talk about this is what they're asking for, what's the feeling? I mean, this is a 50-50 district. This is the epitome, like you say, the microcosm of America. And we are in a lot of ways a 50-50 country. And so are people, does it motivate them? Is it like an afterthought? Are they excited that the decision happened? I guess a lot of it will depend on what neighborhood you're talking to, of course. Mm-hmm. But what is that beyond the let's talk about it? Like, what's that underlying motivation behind it? Is it getting people fired up or?
Yeah. Well, I can say really easily, no one who has told me they're excited that the decision happened. Everybody is worried, concerned. They bring it up because they're afraid. Folks are worried about what happens next. Is this the only, longstanding precedent that is overturned? Are there other things that they're coming for? They're worried about their grandkids, their children, their family's choices, their neighbors' choices. Hugely concerning. And even if it doesn't come up like the first thing that people are thinking about, often it'll come up later because I work a lot in the healthcare space. So when I raise, issues of working on healthcare access, people say, oh my gosh, what I didn't think about when you first asked me is this, Roe decision, and how do we make sure that Washingtonians are protected? We've also seen a huge increase in organizing. We've had hundreds of folks in our district show up at rallies over the last week or so. And I was at an event in Seattle with 4,000 or 5,000 people on Saturday who are ready to organize and ready to make this an issue that changes the tide.
Hundreds of people in a state Senate race are turning out to, and you're saying that they're turning out after the draft decision. I keep calling it the decision, but the draft decision. That's what's getting them out.
Yeah, we've had rallies. I organized a rally with some city council members on the Friday after the decision was leaked. There are folks organically just showing up with posters on busy street corners who are, demonstrating, who want folks to know that, we're not going to go backwards, that this is an issue that's important to them.